Let's talk about seesaws. Hey guys, this is Sandy with Mindset Matters More. And the next and last insight that I got from my TED Talk in Canada, and this was so powerful, this visual I wanted to share with you guys because, um, in my last episode, we were talking about corporate culture. Well, we're also going to talk about work-life balance. And that might be corporate culture, that might be, entrepreneurship, that might be whatever that looks like for you, whether it's gig work. And so this was a visual that was given. Okay, close your eyes and visualize a park, a playground with a seesaw. Okay, you got one kid up and one kid down. And then they switch and they go up and down and they're like, whoa, this is fucking fun, right? Okay, so maybe they're not swearing, but whatever. No kid is ever sitting 50-50 with the other one, just stagnant, thinking, yeah, this is it. This is awesome. This is how we live. The whole point of the seesaw is to have the ups and downs for the ride of it. And so we're talking about corporate culture and work-life balance and how when you are trying to find work-life balance, it's never 50-50. When you're trying to make your life be 50-50 with work and life, you're killing yourself. Try like feeling guilty that you're not at work or feeling guilty that you're at home. Um, uh, Feeling guilty that you're at home, feeling guilty that you're at work, feeling guilty, pulling here, pulling there. Then you get sick and then you got to overwork and then you got to do this. But like the battle between who has your attention is like never ending. And so 50-50 doesn't fucking exist except for in your mind. 50-50 is like this dream that was sold to you that like, oh, you work 9 to 5 and then you shut it off and then you get home and like you're with your family and da 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 da. But rarely is it like possible to just shut your brain off like that. Or you got shit going on at home and you're at work thinking about shit that's going on at home. And so your brain is being pulled in like all these different directions. So work-life balance is not like really happening. Work-life balance is not real, in my opinion. Anyways, so the visual of the seesaw is so true because it's like, sometimes you're going to be putting more effort into your career. There's going to be periods where you're like, especially when you're starting out, like you're very gung ho, you want to progress in the company, you want to get to the next level, you want to like uh be promoted, have a raise, get to a place where you're making good money, so you focus a lot of attention. But your social life suffers, maybe your dating life suffers. But then you start dating, you have a partner, you get married, and then you got 3 kids, and then shit, you gotta go to the doctor's appointments. You gotta go pick them up at daycare, and then soccer practice, and blah blah blah. Like that stuff starts to pull you away from being able to focus on your career. So, how do you blend the two? How do you how do you find your balance? Because it's not 50-50, right? It's never going to be like, oh, I spent 3 hours and 26 minutes on work, so I'm going to spend 3 hours and 26 minutes with my kids. No, that's illogical, unreasonable, and quite frankly, stupid. So, how do you find your balance? Well, this is what I do. I say, fuck work. And let me explain that. Because I have heard many times over that people who are in late term care, the elderly people who are in like old folks home, or even the people who are in hospice care. So end of life, like they're about to die. I mean, not the old people. I'm talking about the people in hospice. I'm saying that their regrets aren't, oh, I wish I would have worked more. I wish I would have spent more time on my career. I wish that would have been. No, that's not what they think. They think I should have spent more time with my family. I should have spent more time calling my friends. I should have done those things when my body was healthy. I was like, and the real important things are your family, friends, and the human connection that you have. Now, you might be thinking, but Andy, what about money? You're right. Money's going to always be important. But the chase of it is what's going to pull you away from what's really important. So that's why I say fuck work. If my job is like, hey, we need you to work weekends, we need you to work night times, I will say, no, I quit because my priority is to make sure that I have time for my family. There's no guilt about that. I know where my boundaries are. I know what I've defined as what is important to me. So, I mean, I guess that would be step one, really, is to define your boundaries. Like, what are you willing to do and what aren't you willing to do? And for me, that's work nights and weekends. That's just not going to happen. And I'm going to caveat this with I get to set my own freaking schedule because I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I get that. But even when I worked in retail, they tell you, hey, what days can you work? I told them, these are my days. These are my availabilities. You don't want to hire me? Okay, I'm on to the next because there's a million other retailers who will. So it's about knowing what's important to you and leaning into that. Now, don't get me wrong, my career with my clients is very important to me. I love that. But I am never going to be like, hey, I'm missing a birthday party so that I can help a client. I would tell my client, hey, I've got a birthday party. I will talk to you after. I will talk to you tomorrow. I will talk to you on another day. There is no my client comes first. No, my family, my connections come first. And the fact that like my clients, they all respect that is because that's how I designed my life. I refuse to be in elderly care and hospice care and be like, man, I wish I could have spent more time with my family. And that's why I am recording this right now, is because these past 4 days, I didn't touch anything that was work related. I didn't call anybody. I didn't record podcasts. I didn't record any of my YouTube videos. I didn't do nothing. I dedicated that time specifically to my friends that I saw, specifically to my husband, and just enjoying and being in the moment. And when you can't do that because your brain is trying to be 50-50 on the seesaw of life, then you're just kind of surviving rather than actually enjoying life. Now, when I'm with my clients, 100%, I give them every single bit of me. And I've set that boundary with my family too. I say, when I am with a client, do not call me. Do not text me. Do not come into the room because I respect my client's privacy. I'm here to help them. I'm here to be of service. And I intend on being 110% effective with them. And that means giving my undivided attention to them. That means giving them 100% of my energy. And I can't be like looking at my phone, bing bonging over in the corner, because then my attention is divided. And that's not fair to my clients. And that's important to me too. But I will never trade the client part for my family part. That's just not going to happen because that's what I've defined. And there have been times in my life where it was like, no, my career comes first. I'm going to do this thing because this is a thing I've set out to do. And that's okay too. That is another facet. But you have to like, you know, drop the guilt of, oh, I can't hang out with my friends right now. Drop the guilt of, oh, I'm not dating right now. Drop the guilt of like, you have to not live in both worlds. You have to be in one and set the boundary for the other. But once you set your boundaries, you know how to operate, and then you can let it the fuck go. That's what's really important. And then you can get back to your seesawing in life. All right, guys, what do you think? Am I full of shit here? Let me know what you think. All right, love you guys. Bye.